Moo.
Hilfe! Medic!
Return to Castle Wolfenstein Tides of War, as it was called on Microsoft's first homegrown big black medicinal fun box, sprouted a solid multiplayer port of an already addictive strain of the finest World War II shooter on consoles in 2003. For starters, the occult Nazi murder orgy was now exclusively joinable by a friend known as Agent 1. I played co-op with strangers, having been new to the Xbox Live at the time and finding myself very attracted to the experience, which was somewhat due to the silliness that unfolded naturally between two players, detracted from the utter terror of all the gore-laden Nazi creatures had on my adolescent gamer thingamajigger brain, yelling made-up German curse words and blowing each and every Nazi into delicately napalm schnitzels that lined every square inch of each room late into the night was only a fragment of the fun that killing Nazis brings for the whole family and for me. Wolfenstein multiplayer didn't stop there, luckily. For me, having been so young, it was nice to spend all my abundance of free time getting my hands on something besides my penis. In 8 versus 8 combat, Nazis and Americans held hands and frolicked through the most varied, godlike maps that pitted each team to pretend their enemies were made of jello by helping them find shelter in the nearest blender. There wasn't anything too in-depth and crazy about the whole experience, but with classes that mattered, such as medics and snipers, which lended their expertise to each assault. Their fast, relentless, balanced, and gory airstrike-filled matches were something I never can forget, and really started me off on my quest to replicate that experience through the prime place to play online, which of course led me to stay with the Xbox as I grew a pair of sizable controls that didn't take 4 hands to play. If you get a chance, I highly recommend getting Return to Castle Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, which is a free-to-play mod of the multiplayer. And check out the D-Day map, which makes war fun again. And not to mention the reboot of Wolfenstein, just called Wolfenstein, which came out in the last year or so. A great game. I made a video on it previously, so check that out on my channel. I recommend it for Game of the Year.
Red team has won the round.
I wouldn't say I think of men a lot of my day in any sort of way, but when Tom Clancy's name comes up, this man has the power, which makes me hound, not a little wet for a tactical shooter. For me, it all went past consensual with Rainbow Six 3. After this installment, I slip in Tom Clancy game disc without question, like a roofie in my drink. If I was hot enough for someone to want to sleep with me, I just want to be loved. Online, there was never a dull moment, except when you played against someone who was standbying. Then there was a single moment before you lost. For me, the game revolved around my clan, and at the time, the clan match system, which set a date and a time for your clan to be on, was the best way your clanmates to get into shape. In the days before the match, we would plan strategies and find glitches, or horribly unfair ways to decimate the enemy. Our clan, being called Super Friends, only led to some of the most outlandish and childish clan matches imaginable, most consisting of our whole team hunkered down in the bathroom on each level, with C4 placed outside the door and thermal goggles to let us see the enemy unload their bowel movements on or near the ceiling. The sheer panic of breaching each room, knowing one bullet could end your shit-talking career, you paid attention, evaluating every situation, even when your mom went to get you chocolate milk. Rainbow Six Vegas brought cover to the game and was fun, but it just wasn't the same. Last E3 brought us Rainbow Six Purest Boners to 3 inches erect, which is big for gamer. Without cover and destruction to hide from our tactical splooge, which will breach and clear the insides of the next installment. For the next Rainbow Six's 2015, maybe 2016 release date. Halo rings are like your first crush in a way. You wanted her all to your own, and the feeling of an embrace made the world blow up and get filled with aliens tugging at the heartstrings of gamers, new and old. Or maybe it was just an erection. Either way, the lore and without question the multiplayer of Halo, specifically Halo 2, is nothing to get soft about. Arena shooting with no classes, just guns, vehicles, and the thirst for power weapons on the map, stronger than that of watching any Bukkake movie directed by Michael Bay on cocaine in a onesie, drinking a slushy through a silly straw. All pink Spartans and elites came together as my clan wore the cutest hearts on their shoulders, accompanied by the most badass armor in all the land. Battles were balanced, with maps designed to have an advantage and a disadvantage to each path, and how you approach the enemy, bringing upon their rectal demise. The bad kind, of course. Scream the Lord's name in vain, among other phrases, which, if recorded, would have the FBI at your doorstep with a pizza and a party hat on, but the only grunt birthday is going to be yourself in prison screaming out in pain. All the anger-filled moments are washed out by the simply applying teamwork. One dose works alarmingly well thanks to the game chat, which has since been replaced by the noise my girlfriend makes when I ask her if she loves me. Dual wielding while walking around corridors as there wasn't a lame-ass sprint button for those easy escapes, forcing firefights at close range to come down to fast reaction times instead of bobbing up and down while moving side to side like a PS4 owner trying to get to the front of the food bank line so they can get home and play a 1 hour game with 2 minutes of gameplay, 3 animations in total, in glorious 1080p, all for $30, and winning Game of the Year 3 years in a row, because after being remastered each year, Halo gave a name for Xbox in the online shooter realm, connecting many communities through machinima videos, clan battles, and all the other game modes like Infected that made Halo be more than an online shooter made by Bungie, slowly turned into our game, created and forged by the tools given to us. 3 of our studios was given the hard task of taking over the series after Bungie left, but after trying to pick up the pieces left with Halo 4, they have one up themselves and began reaching out to the community, going back to the creative roots. The collection of Halo 1 through 4 will be here in November, followed by Halo 5 beta in December, which will focus on the arena shooter aspects of Halo 2, taking the feedback to sculpt Halo 5 Online into what we all remember Halo 4 being the masterpiece we helped create and continue to support till this day. Unlike my child.